At Vibrafinance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibrafinance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibrafinance, we are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. It feels great. You look around the headlines, the bull market is allegedly here. I thought interest rates, when you cut them, it was a sign of problems, but I guess clown world, everything is the complete inversion. So we're just going to roll with it, and we're going to ride these green candles, hopefully, till around the elections. That's what I'm looking for. The bubbles kind of choppy. We had a huge pump yesterday. Can't expect much. Hopefully a little retrace, cool off for the weekend, and then next week, hopefully we resume the pump. September is supposed to be bearish, but I think we're going to start to see new things in the market. A new cycle. Utility is going to start to drive it, not speculation and nonsense. But until then, we'll be sitting here waiting. But today I want to bring on a special guest, my man Roody. He's the founder of the Titan Legends project. The Titan X ecosystem right now, I think, is one of the best in crypto. So much positivity over there. Everyone is helping each other, and it's just a breath of fresh air. So want to bring my man Roody on. What's good, brother?
What up, dude? Thanks for having me again, man.
No problem, bro. How's everything being a founder now?
It's been great, dude. I'm really stoked. It feels so like, that feeling of being early in crypto doesn't come all the time. And with Titan X and everything being built on top, like, we are fucking early, my friend.
Bro, and it's so funny how, like, we feel this way right now, but I remember like 4 months ago when things weren't that great. All these projects were starting to launch, but nothing was really pumping, and people were kind of wondering, is this the right place? Is this the right place? Is this everything that, we thought it was going to be? And then just like that, the flip of a dime, day 280, we don't dump, we start pumping, and then everything just starts going from there. And man, what a time to be in crypto, especially in this ecosystem. And Absolutely. It's going to flip for everybody, but I think we get to front run it because of how awesome everything is.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's nothing like this in crypto right now. And it's hard to get that idea across to people. Like, obviously, like, I'm talking with people every day, trying to green pill people into Titan X, especially people that are in, the industry. And it's hard to get across that idea, like what we've gone through and where we're going, the idea of something being hyperinflationary at the beginning to going hyper deflationary. It's like, okay, well, that sounds interesting, but like, what does that actually mean? Right. And I just think it's such a really pivotal point right now where, we're starting to see green candles, especially in the Titan X ecosystem, and projects working, and the flywheels are just starting really. So, I think we're on a precipice of a huge bit of adoption coming in here.
Yeah, bro. I think so too. It's exciting. We have so much stuff to look forward to. And it's like validation now, though. But if you were here early, I remember, like, I saw the light, and it was last summer. It was just so cool to see, like, the best parts of a bunch of different projects being combined into one, I don't even know what you call it, super project with Titan X, and then just being so friendly towards other builders and incentivizing them to come build on top. It's wild, the result. And I hope this is kind of an example and it's a shift in crypto and how to do stuff the right way. And we don't just see these projects that are here for the money. They're here one day, gone the other. And this kind of sets the stage for the way crypto to be, or the way it should be done.
Yeah, man. The idea of like having a high integrity builder base is unheard of in crypto. I mean, I know you've done your fair share of degen, and so have I. And like you said, a lot of projects just come and go. And being a part of the TitanX ecosystem at this stage in the game, man. Like I said, we're just super early as a builder here. Like I'm just really thankful to be a part of something with so many like-minded people. Like I was talking to somebody the other day and they're like, man, I'm so sick of crypto and all the bullshit, and people don't hold their word. And we're not faced with that right now at TitanX. We have really amazing, great people that are working within this ecosystem, building some of the coolest shit I've ever seen. And we're so lucky just to even be a part of this at this point.
It is, bro. I think if you just look at Solana when everything was great over there, it's like how many people were actually making money? If you were just a regular person, I didn't even go to Solana. I did some dumb stuff on base, just trying to get into random projects early, and you can't do it. They're all scams. And so if I know what I'm doing here, I just think the average person, they went over to these other chains and their experience was so bad. It's going to make you not want to go back to crypto until something clearly new and different is out here. And I think AI or gaming, hopefully these will be the narratives, but I don't know what's going to be that spark that gets retail flooded back in, because I just don't think people are here right now. Everybody's broke.
Yeah, dude, it's a different game, man. I mean, think about like 2021 during COVID, and people were like legit collecting unemployment, getting more money than they would if they're working and not spending money. So a lot of retail money came in through during COVID, through that, the stimulus checks and all that. We don't have that right now. Like the idea of retail coming into crypto is interesting, because I know in my personal life and like my friends and stuff, like most of them don't have a clue and won't have a clue until it gets adopted on the enterprise level, which we really haven't seen too much of that yet.
And even at that point, I feel like it's going to be so on the back end. They're going to be getting new updates or new apps to use, but they probably still won't even really understand what's going on, because it doesn't matter to them.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. I mean, I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and again, like I don't know if we're going to really see like a true retail cycle come in, even when Bitcoin's pumping and ETH is pumping, etc. A lot of retail has gotten washed out too, just in scams and bullshit. People that maybe only had $1,000 to go in with, while they got involved in some bullshit project on Solana or whatever, and I guess I can't do crypto anymore. So yeah, it's a really interesting concept. We'll work through it. We'll have our time, of course.
Yeah, definitely. And it's going to be something new, some new AI app, or those goggles that Apple puts out, or Mark Zuckerberg, when him and Lex Friedman were like in the metaverse. I mean, something like that has to come out, I think, or some new viral game. I mean, I think that could be it too, is making money playing games, and not this PvP anymore, but play to earn that's actually legitimate.
Like, imagine if GTA had crypto involved.
Dude, exactly. That's what I mean.
People like quitting their jobs.
Yeah, or even like to test it. If you for beta testers now, you play for however long, you just get paid in crypto as soon as you're done.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I really think that's the future of retail. When we're talking about it, it makes sense. Like play to earn games, like the video game market's such a big thing, and crypto does surprisingly attract a lot of the same type of people. It'll be really interesting to see like what that big catalyst would be, like you said.
I think it's I mean, it's, I don't know. It's got to be something with AI, gaming, maybe like texting, crypto on phones. I mean, I thought last cycle I heard that they were going to be building hardware wallets into cell phones.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
I don't
and
know whatever
Solana
happened
did
with
do
that.
that. So I know Solana did that, and like, you know, with all of, like they, I don't know, I forgot the name of the phone or whatever, but there's a Solana phone out there that, you know,
Yeah.
came preloaded with some crypto, and you know, I mean, it's neat. Does it really, you know, have the same impact as say like Apple adopting crypto? Probably not.
No. No, I think then that their next phone is coming out. I saw last night. I saw an article about it, and it's cool. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's not that thing that no one how many people can even afford the stupid thing, and people were only buying them to get airdrops anyway. So they were buying them because they knew there was money to be made. They weren't buying them because this awesome service or this great app that they had on there. So.
Yeah, it's interesting, but you know, like these things are all experiments in their own right, and you know, I think that like anybody working within crypto trying to develop like the next like big onboarding thing, I mean, kudos to them. Like it's going to be interesting again to see what that major catalyst is to bring in retail to crypto. You know, I mean, we're faced with it. I mean, we're already in it, you know, like right now, I think with like Titan X, like the big thing is getting the people that are already into crypto green pilled, teaching them like, you know, how we got here, where we're going, what's going on. Like, and a lot of people won't realize it until they see like crazy green candles. That's just a fact.
Yeah, let's see on ETH what well, that's 24 hours top volume. Titan X is on. Let's see what. Man, Titan X isn't doing $10 million in volume, or they take it off of here.
I think Titan X did about 500K yesterday in
Really?
volume,
I feel like it was more than that.
or maybe like a million, but 24-hour volume is like around 500K, which is still nothing, man. Imagine like when Titan X goes from doing 500K in volume at an average a day to $1 million to $5 million to $10 million to $100 million of on-chain volume. I mean, like the idea, that's insane, right? And that's how that snowball effect starts to happen.
Oh, that's how dead the chain is. Or how dead it was. I mean, like 6 months ago when Titan X was in the top 10 consistently with $500,000 in volume. That's wild.
Did you see Gwei was insane this morning? I looked this morning, it was at 60 Gwei. Wow. I don't even know what that is for a swap, but holy shit.
A lot.
Something happening there. There you go.
Yeah, number 61.
We out here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I really see Titan X doing some crazy on-chain volume. And once we start to see that, like, you know, bigger players like the centralized exchanges and stuff are going to want a piece of that. So, you know, and the beauty of it, it's not like we're just giving tokens to centralized exchanges. Like they're going to have to buy it on the market like everybody else.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. That'll be interesting to see what they do.
Inferno. Nuts, dude. I got into Inferno day one. I was like definitely probably one of the first minters. And I minted pretty much every week. I don't think I minted weeks 2, 3, and 4, but every other week I minted, leading into the last week. And man, what a great idea.
Dude, but I know we got back from vacation like August 20th, somewhere around here. That's where I got in. Or no, right before I left, around like the 10th, I think. Yeah, so it's
nice.
It's up like 5x, I think, 4 or 5x around there. That's awesome because you're not taking really any risk. You know, you're holding coins that are all liquidity bonded.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I'm looking at the ratio too. I mean, we went from just under 2 Titan X per Inferno now to 2.8 Titan X per Inferno. Man, I can't wait to see that at a 10-1. Like, I'm so pumped.
I know, bro. I know. I mean, that was in USD, but this is against Titan X now. I mean,
like, I know you're a degen, bro. Like, but imagine seeing something with tokenomics like Inferno, like a couple years ago, you would have been like, what the fuck? This is the craziest shit I've ever seen. And now it's here,
Yeah,
it's built on top of Titan X. It's just like, it's bonkers.
dude. And then you have like there's even like new stuff that's coming out in the next couple of weeks that is almost like Volt that's taking projects like these and just squeezing everything down, and instead of these things that were minted over a month or however long, it's like 10 days supplies all the way out.
Yeah, Volt's gonna be interested. I really love how he set it up, and I was on a stream with him the other day, and like I think it's gonna serve as a really good example for a shorter mint cycle. You know, and the auction style also offers like an insane amount of game theory, right? Like if people start to FOMO in like later on in the mint cycle, it's going to be really interesting to see where those auctions fall and how the supply gets distributed that way.
Yep. Yeah, there's so many, bro. It's just so awesome. It's so cool to see like how Dragon X was at the absolute bottom yesterday. It was so suppressed, and then to see now people flooding into Dragon X because of or Hydra, what it's doing to Dragon X now, and Titan X is kind of going sideways even after all the amount of it that went in to the Hydra mining. I thought Titan X would kind of keep going up. I didn't think it would come back below 8,000, but you know, these are just minor short-term things, but you know, it's like nobody knows what's happening. No one knows where these are going.
You're 100% right. I mean, just go look at the Titan X win stats page, and we were at 72 trillion or so just a couple days ago, and then after Hydra launched, like it just swept like 12 or 13 trillion off the market. I mean, that's huge. That's one day. People using their Titan X to mine Hydra, and like I think the big thing that I'm looking forward to is X28.
Yep.
You know, taking and creating a literal black hole of Titan X, burning stakes, people burning their tokens to get involved with the auctions. You know, if the auctions, like I think Blaze is doing it right now, right? Like they have their auctions, they fill almost every single day. You know, X28. I expect those auctions to fill pretty much every single day, taking in and just burning the shit out of Titan X. Like it's gonna get crazy.
Dude, I think so too, bro. Because I think a lot of people are disappointed with the longer length stakes that they made with Titan X. Like, they're not paying anything right now.
Yeah, I mean, staking was amazing in the beginning, and obviously Dragon X has its own utility to come in and, you know, obviously dominate the staking pool. And that's been really interesting to see. And obviously those stakes are getting even further diluted from, you know, where they were, and people having the option to port into X28. I mean, it's taken the Titan X right out of circulation. If they want Titan X again, they got to go rebuy it.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Like, you know, like if you take and convert your Titan X to X28 in the auctions and you want to go get back into Titan X, if you have to rebuy it.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Dude, I know. I think that's why a lot of people are going to just nuke their longer stakes. That's a lot of it. That's where a lot is going to come from. But I think it was supposed to be for Hyper, right? That was supposed to happen originally, and then it got changed.
Yeah. That was an interesting time because there's a lot of moving parts, and you know, Jake came out with Hyper, which is basically Titan X built on top of Titan X. And you know, like people were expecting to be able to get liquid on their stakes, and I think he played it right. You know, I mean, keeping the supply locked up was definitely the move. You know, X28 became an idea, like using Titan X to be able to port to other chains, and there's gonna be other projects building out on other chains now. You know, once we start to penetrate those different markets, it's gonna be really, really interesting. I'm excited to see how that works out, and quite frankly, like, we don't know a lot about X28 other than, you know, it's going to burn a shitload of Titan X and throw it on other chains, or throw X28 on other chains. But like I said, if people are burning their Titan X and they want to get back into Titan X, like, you know, they'll have to essentially do the full loop and buy Titan X again, which would be like, what? All right, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, and it's now, especially too with the deflation that starts happening. I think it's like mid-October to early December, it starts to just go straight off of a cliff. The amount that's mined, like, because I remember when people stopped mining, and I was even questioning myself, like, God, did I do the right thing when all the short-term miners stopped becoming profitable and nobody was doing mines for a long time? And sure enough, we knew what we were doing early, and that's how that short-term noise, it could get you thinking and doing irrational things, when all along, if you just sat there and waited, you would have been perfectly fine.
Yeah,
That's
man.
ironic though.
No, you're 100% right. I mean, like, it was interesting. Like, I was thinking, like, with Titan X, like, would have been smart to like have like a max cap per day of how much could be mined. And obviously, like, this is all by design. Like, Jake's incredibly smart, and basically saying, like, if you're gonna get rinsed out before all the inflation came out, then you weren't here for the long term from the beginning. Like, all the long-term miners are in really decent profit, and now people are claiming they're miners and getting into projects. And I think, like, honestly, like, as a builder, like, I'm thankful for the supply coming out over the next few weeks.
Yeah, I agree. Because it kind of, what to expect. You don't have to sit and play that waiting game of, all right, what if. You have to prepare for 4 different scenarios versus it happens fast. It's like, okay, we saw it, time to make a move.
Yep, absolutely, man. Like, when Jake said at the beginning, he's like, just mine long and just let it go. It's like, all right, that turned out to be the move, man. I think all the 280-day miners were like almost 300% in profit, and right now prices moved up pretty substantially. So I'm not sure what people are pulling off of their miners right now, but yeah, it's amazing. I'm stoked.
Yeah, I think, what was it? I think there were negatives right now, temporary for maxes, but that's good. You want that to be negative. That's when people are going to start them. Right here, minus 42% right now.
Yeah, I know people that are starting miners, man. They're trying to capitalize on that T rank.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the T rank bonuses were insane.
Yeah, I think it's just short-term noise. Oh my God,
Yeah.
I don't know what is up with this my computer, bro. I think there's something wrong with it. Like, it's just starting to literally freeze, and just, I don't know if the cable's bad. I don't know what it is, bro.
Oh, man.
I'll be right back. Oh, I gotta just switch this out.
No worries. Take your time, brother. Yeah, I'm looking at this Dune dashboard right now, like, just watching the supply. I think our last big day is 9/26. So 6 days from now, 7 days from now, it's only a trillion and a trillion, and then boom, done. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly, dude. And if everything, it's not like we have all these horrible things to look, that are lurking out there. It's all positive stuff. Like the legislation, it's going to be positive. And crypto, just Trump is releasing his DeFi platform, and Gary's on his way out. Like, there's just so many bullish catalysts coming. I think we are all going to be surprised. I think the amount of money, when like Brad Garlinghouse says that there's going to be it's going to be at least a $5 trillion market cap by the end of the year, I don't think he's saying that unless he knows something, because you're not going to come out and do that while all the like scrutiny's on you, while it could backfire so bad. He's such a conservative guy. He doesn't talk and say stuff that's irrational ever. I've been following Ripple for 4 years. So when he does stuff like that, it's like, okay, does he know something that we don't? Or am I just like seeing stuff that's not there? I don't know, but
Yeah,
it makes me think we're going to see a huge pump this cycle.
Yeah, man. I think so as well. I mean, all the catalysts were there. I mean, we saw the ETFs come into play. It's gonna be interesting. I don't have a crystal ball. I have people all the time like, like friends in real life, like, yo, what crypto can I get into and like just double my money? I'm like, listen, bro, it's like if you're gonna get into it, like do your research. Here, look at Titan X. Like Titan X is a really good example of something that could do really well. But again, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what's gonna happen. I know what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can relate to that.
And I was wrong too, bro. I thought, I knew we were gonna have an alt season. I was thinking February or March this year. It happened. We ran up, but I didn't think we were gonna just fall back down to where we ended up going. I thought we were gonna end up. I thought the bottom was in like July, and then sure enough, man, we just rolled over one more time. And if you don't have that little capital on the side to be able to buy the absolute bottoms, that's so important. No matter how much you're wrecked, if you just have a couple $100, if you bought $2,000 worth of a coin 6 months ago, now for $200 you can double your bag. So
yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, it's hard to buy the bottom of something. When you think you're right at the bottom. I mean, I know that you've been through a couple bear markets yourself. I've been through a couple myself. It's, you see that happening and you're like, oh my God, that's just like those max pain situations. And they say, like, buy the blood.
Yep. And that's you buy the blood enough times and then it just keeps rolling over. It's like, man, what is going on here? But it was only a few coins. The Richard Hart ecosystem, unfortunately, kept just rolling over, and that's where most of my followers are. It's where I came in streaming about is Pulse Chain and Solo JakeX too and XRP, but they're in the same boat. So
yeah, I'm starting to see a lot of people talk about Hex again. I mean, I'm looking at it now. It's up 40% on the day and almost at a penny again, which is interesting. I mean, Hex was a huge play for a lot of people that got in early. And, could it do a big run like that again? I mean, I think Richard Hart personally kind of got his hands tied behind his back. And that's, it's certainly slowed down, what's happening over on Pulse Chain. But, there's a lot being built over there. Hex could really take off again. You never know. But in my opinion, like being in Titan X this early is like being in Hex early, right? Like, and it's a better version, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. I'm not here to like smash on anything. Like, I love all of these projects. But to get an opportunity like this right now where we're at is like unheard of. And, people that were mining really understand the protocol, really understand what's being built on top of it, and understand where we're going. It's going to be crazy, dude. The next few months with Titan X is just going to be absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, bro. I can't wait. So what's how's everything going with the NFT project?
Yeah, dude, it's been
give us
awesome.
An update.
Yeah, so we launched about 10 days ago. It's still very early on. Right now, I mean, if you want to actually pull up the stats page, I think that's probably the best way to get an overview. There you go. So at the present moment, 77% of the supply, like that purple area in that pie chart to the right, is locked up right now in the NFTs. Like, people are holding their NFTs because they know, like, if Titan X really takes off, we're the first NFT project to launch on Titan X, and we started this project very early on. Like, it was January, and it was even before people were really talking about building on top of Titan X. Like, there was some builders that were starting to work, obviously Dragon X, etc. But, this I consider a very OG project within Titan X. And, looking at the metrics here, like 77% of the supply being essentially locked in the NFTs is an awesome metric. There's only 6% of the supply in the LP. We've already burnt like 2.5%, which is somewhere around like $20,000 in 10 days. The circulating supply is very, very low. We're going to be continuing to burn tokens especially as we list other projects in our marketplace, which is in the pipeline here. We're going to be listing the JakeX NFTs first, and then we have like 3 other projects and other people that have reached out to me to help them with their concepts, etc. So that's all going to be going and feeding the buy and burn Legend X. So I do expect to burn a lot more supply. I have some other things in the pipeline that are working to build other things into the Titan Legends project. But right now, man, I'm stoked. I mean, people that minted these NFTs, like I think they minted them for like 28 million or 88 million, depending on which tier. And right now they're sitting at a solid 8x, which is awesome. I mean, the floor is holding really well, like in terms of price action. Like I'm not here to really speculate on price, as I always say, but yeah, it could get interesting. You know, that bonded liquidity with Titan X is massive. Like that is the secret sauce in all of this. So yeah, it's been really cool to watch this unfold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's bro. I like it. I was there early, and bots came in for the launch, and that's why it's funny too, because you do that launch and you get shit for it because bots can come in, but if you put no liquidity in there, you get shit for it. So it's like it's tough. There's really no way of winning. Yeah,
it's a hard situation. Actually, on launch day, Jake came into our chat and I was like, dude, we got botted. He's like, bro, don't worry about it. Literally happens to every project. Like, and you know, unfortunately, like that's just the way that things go in crypto a lot. Like trying to buy a hype launch is really, really hard. And obviously, like, you know, in sake of like Titan X and everything, like I wanted to have a timed launch. Like I didn't want to necessarily do it stealth where, you know, a stealth launch does offer its advantages because you can avoid that. But also, you know, we wanted to make it like as fair as possible for people. So, you know, we had that launch window and yeah, I mean, as far as everything goes right now, though, like, again, we're just so fucking early, bro. Like in anything that people are getting involved in, and it's not financial advice, etc., but anything, all the projects built on top of Titan X are very, very top tier. Everybody's doing something a little bit different, and getting involved in any of these projects at this stage in the game, again, it's just so early. You know, 3-6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, these things, I mean, I could see Titan X projects dominating the top 100. Like imagine seeing like 20-30 projects in the top 100 that are all built on top of Titan X.
Dude, that'd be unreal. I never
You know what I'm saying? Like imagine going up to Coin Market Cap and being like, you know, you're looking through these projects and you're like, oh wow, that's a Titan X project, that's a Titan X project, that's a Titan X project. And that's the reality of like what could happen. Right. I mean, Titan X does 100x. What does everything else do on top of it? You know, and I like 100x could be conservative. Even if we did a 30x, I'd be stoked, you know?
Yeah.
But you know, there's also people calling for 1,000x, 10,000x, 55,000x. It's like, what could this really do?
Yeah, I mean that deflation is programmed into it, but that's over what, 8 or 10 years. So
yeah,
I mean, that's not even that long. I remember I'm almost 5 years into my hex stakes when I first started doing them. So time flies. And
that's awesome.
If you guys are watching, go, and these NFTs are cool. So when you go and you buy one NFT, instead of having and going and selling it, the NFT is liquid tokens. So when you want to go sell it, you just swap it for Legend X tokens. You can go and swap tokens for the NFT, vice versa. You could do anything with them. So just holding like an NFT liquid in your wallet, you know, that's the way to like support the community. So that's what I'm doing. I'm holding one, and then I got 130,000 Legend X tokens. Shout out to Mello.
Nice. Oh, dude, what a guy. I love that dude. Mello's like one of my day one homies from Titan X. I met him. I think one day he hit me up. He's like, dude, can you make me a logo? And I'm like, sure. I'll make you a logo. No problem. Whipped him up something in like 15 minutes. And, you know, since then we've been really good friends. Actually, him and I are the ones that launched JakeX together. So yeah, we've definitely done some work. I chat with him quite frequently. He's a good dude.
Yeah. I've been talking to him now that he's been in the streams and on Telegram. He's definitely a good dude.
He's been
That's why I like
hustling
this
hard.
ecosystem, bro. Yeah, it's because it attracts like good people. You know, when you
Yeah.
see ecosystem where there's no scamming going on and people aren't just leeching from each other, you don't attract that type of like, I don't know, just chilling and just degeneracy. It's a breath of fresh air.
No, it's so true though, man. Yeah, I'm really stoked on this project. I think it'll do really well. Again, not financial advice, not here to speculate on price, but at the moment, like, just looking at the pure numbers, like the fact that 77% of the supply is locked in the NFTs, that's incredible. That's almost like a staked metric, right? Like when you go look at a token, you see that there's 50 to 60% staked. You're like, oh wow, that's really good. With this, it's kind of more of an active thing where people can swap back and forth from their NFTs to tokens and vice versa. So it has a very interesting supply dynamic. And you brought up a good point earlier, like with this, like, yeah, you can swap back into the token, the Legend X token at any time if you own an NFT, and you could sell it on the market and get liquid for it. But you also have like the marketplace, right? And the marketplace actually offers an over-the-counter trading mechanism where you don't even have to sell the Legend X token. You can just sell it to somebody back in Titan X, just list your NFT at a fair price on the marketplace. Listed at market price, listed above market price. As you can see, most of these are listed at a premium to what market price is, because if the token price, it's very easy to move this token. If the token price exceeds the listed price on the marketplace, well, then there's an arbitrage opportunity where another user could come in and buy the NFT for cheap. And all of that goes back into, those marketplace sales again, go back into buying and burning the Legend X token. So there's a lot of like really positive feedback loops here, and a lot more than meets the eye. Cause like people hear NFTs and they're like, yeah, like they're cool. And then you look at something like this, and when you're actually like involved with this ecosystem, there's a lot more that meets the eye, again, with the supply dynamic of the token and the NFT relationship. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how this pans out over time, especially.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited. And there's my legend right there. Number 2265.
Is that the one that you have?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. So yeah, we're coming down. I mean, we're about halfway through our launch phase, so that early claim burn is going to go away pretty soon. Then it'll just be a standard 3% burn on every NFT to token swap and vice versa. And this thing can just run forever.
Yeah, that kinds of games that plays. That's kind of like those at NFTs. If you know what those are, and Hedron and Icosa that they made, it's almost like a game of chicken. Like who's going to hold theirs the longest, and if you get rid of it, you nuke it. More and more go to the remaining holders. So I feel like with these NFTs over time, if people start to do that, it's going to kind of be like a flex to still be holding one of them.
Yeah, bro, absolutely. And there's only 2288 of these. Like, there's gonna be we talk about times when we see Titan X go from 15,000 wallets to 150,000 wallets. I mean, these NFTs are going to become incredibly rare, and they already are rare in and of themselves.
Yeah, dude. I think they're cool. They look cool too. That's the thing. They don't look like cheesy of some of these other like the real pixelated ones. Like these ones actually look sharp.
Dude, I am such a perfectionist when it comes to like artwork and like design work and stuff. So, and obviously with the statistics page, like I wanted to be really detailed to give people a visual, like overhead view of like what's going on in this particular ecosystem. So, yeah, it's awesome. I'm pumped on this project. And I can't wait to continue to build into it as well. The idea is to essentially eliminate the circulating supply to like next to nothing. That's my goal.
Yep, it's good. That's what you got to do. Set the goals high. And there's 60 people in here right now. If anyone wants to support the project, go to the TitanLegends.win page, connect your wallet, and go buy. You can buy the Legend X tokens, or you can go get yourself an NFT and be part of the fam.
Definitely. Yeah. And, like anybody watching this that hasn't heard of the project, definitely take some time and read the white paper. It's a good read. Once it clicks and you understand how it works, you're going to be like, oh, shit, this is actually really cool. Yeah, we just announced a giveaway. So we're going to be giving out $10, $50 prizes of Legend X to people that follow the rules here. We did one last week. We gave out 20 prizes of $50, man. I had people hitting me up like, damn, this is awesome. Thank you so much. And, $50 might not be a lot for one guy like a whale, but for somebody else, man, it could be life-changing. So I'm really happy to have built this into the protocol to account for some giveaways. It's good marketing and even more importantly, it's a really great way to give back to the community.
I'm definitely going to be doing it and taking part in it. I mean, I'll take that $50 and just buy tokens with it right away.
Hell yeah. Well, you're actually going to get the Legend X token. So.
Oh, even better. Oh,
Yeah.
perfect, bro. Even better. I thought it was perfect. There you go. Save me those fees. So now I know I'll have $50 worth. Now $47.28.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm really happy that we decided to do that. Do these giveaways here. And actually, there's another community member, Weapon Head, that just announced, like, we've had a lot of people just doing their own giveaways. And basically, if you go to his profile, Weapon Head's NFT, he's giving away a free NFT. You just have to follow the instructions. It's some cross promotion with this other protocol called Ouroboros that's launching on top of Titan X. Have you looked into that at all?
No.
Dude, go look into Ouroboros.
Yeah.
They are building basically the liquid loan solution. I really need to read their white paper more, but essentially what it's going to allow you to do is collateralize your Titan X assets, lock them up, and get a stable coin. So that's going to really help to pump the ecosystem. I'm pumped on that.
Dude, that's cool, bro. That's awesome.
Those you got to look into that project, bro.
Yeah, that's going to be really that could put the ecosystem on the map and here to stay forever.
Yes, exactly. Titan X does need a stablecoin solution, and it's better than having to go sell your tokens. You can essentially get a loan for your tokens, right? And there's a lot more that goes into it. I mean, that's just the super rough bird's eye overview, but yeah, they're gonna do amazing. I think that's gonna be a real game changer for Titan X.
There's so much cool stuff coming, and just to think that there's 21 projects right now on the Titan X hub, and what's to come. I mean, this is going to be 100 projects.
Oh yeah, year. No doubt, dude. Inferno is going to end. I'm sorry, the Blaze team's going to end up building 50 of them.
Dude, I know, bro. They're crushing
nuts.
It right
I love those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as far as projects that I'm really excited about, I think Pulsar is going to be really interesting. Pulsar is going to be bridging value over to Pulse Chain, and they have their permeable tokenomics, which basically allow you to buy and you never really even have to sell the token. They launched GIF and PGIF on Pulse Chain, some time ago, and that it did amazing. And I think that they were able to learn a lot from that. So I'm really curious to see how Pulsar performs. Really stoked for Ouroboros. Obviously the projects that have already launched, I'm been super into Inferno lately. Like I said before, got into some Hydra, obviously. Why wouldn't you? Element 280, Flux.
That's gonna Element 2, bro. Dude, there's so much coming on. I feel like I'm not gonna have time in when there's 10 new projects coming out to pay attention to everything. I don't know how one person is gonna be able to. We're gonna have all right, creator 1, you're gonna pick you're gonna go 10 to 16. Next creator, you're gonna do 17 to 22.
Legit,
we have to have 20 different creators talking about all these different projects, because one person is just too much.
Yeah, it is a lot. Another one, check out Awesome X. They're going to be building on top of Dragon X, and they have a perpetual minting system. The white paper is it's a good read. It's quick and easy to get through. But they're gonna, I think that Awesome X is going to be a really, really awesome play on top of Titan X. And Crypto Awesome, I'm not sure if you ever watched any of his content, but he's a really awesome dude.
I think I'm following him, but I didn't know
Yeah.
he put out streams.
Yep.
Definitely check him out. So many cool projects coming.
That doesn't even sum it up, bro.
Yeah.
What else are you getting into other than like Titan X stuff?
I mean, right now, nothing new. I'm just adding to stuff, but I've been hammering home for people to get a little bit of like XRP and their decks over there, Solo Gen X. I mean, it's absolutely at rock bottom. And last cycle it went from 6 cents to $6. So
wow,
it did 100x. And then there's a couple gems on Stellar, Stronghold and Velo. They're doing payments and they're already set up, and basically the chosen ones that are going to be when you go to a 7-Eleven in Asia and you go to pay, you just scan the little QR code there. Like it's going to be those guys that are running that. So we've identified a bunch of gems around the different ecosystems, but like Pulse Chain is where I started from. That's where my biggest holdings are. But then you got to have a plan B and a plan C and a plan D. Like, what if Richards gets, if his the lawsuit just keeps all his coins suppressed this cycle? What if I don't know, Jake ends up being a scammer and everything collapses in this ecosystem? Like, you just got to have plan B and C. You can't just put all your eggs in one basket. So I've been really spent the last 5 years researching, figure out, where the world is going, what corporations are going to be needing, what they're going to be using, how AI is going to affect stuff, and just try to front run that and park your money where it's going to inevitably flow to.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's that's a good strategy. I mean, in crypto particularly, like you always have to hedge your bets, right? There's a certain amount of risk that goes into everything. I mean, personally, I am like my number one is Titan X and things within Titan X for sure. I've learned like to focus on one thing versus trying to focus on a lot of different things. Where I mean, I am watching the overall crypto markets, but at the same time, Titan X has my 100% attention at the moment. Not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and exactly, bro. And when I got into it, like I'm no whale or anything, so when no one knew last summer what it was, and I did like 10 max miners, and to do a couple ETH, that was a lot at the time for it to be locked up. But looking back on it now, like I wish I was able to do 100 of them. But
Dude,
sold
right?
everything else around crypto. But a lot of the stuff I do own though is it's in I Trust Capital. It's a Web3 company, and they hold IRAs. It's a crypto IRA. So I was able to get out of the traditional bonds and with a financial advisor, and I moved it into there. And you can pick from like Chainlink and Ethereum and the Graph and Stellar and Avalanche. So they got a decent selection of cryptos on there. So versus like traditional stuff, it just absolutely destroys it.
Yeah.
And those are the opportunities that I try to show people that are out there. We got into Ripple's private equity. So when they go public, hopefully next year, we got into that stock for $30 to $45 a share. And I think it's going to launch at 500 plus. So when that happens, that'll be huge.
Yeah, that is huge. That's really great to hear. I mean, it's interesting talking about crypto versus like traditional assets or traditional asset classes, and where that overlap is, and the fact that there are these, we'll call them financial products, becoming available. It's going to be interesting to see over the next 5-10 years how many people actually have crypto in their portfolios through these mechanisms, right?
To everybody. So the bond, so I pay close attention to this stuff. It's what really like, it fascinates me, and how the hell the bond yields are inverted right now. And that just means it's a pending collapse is what's coming. And this whole system is going to be flipped upside down, and it's all going to go onto the blockchain, this new quantum system that's coming, and we're all going to be our own banks, where you're going to have your digital ID and our medical records and our everything are going to be attached to this, and it'll be on the blockchain, and it'll be a good thing though. You don't have to worry about your stuff getting stolen, the black web and all this and that. But everyone expects like, oh, it has to be 100% decentralized and no one can know what I'm doing. It's like, people have proven this can't work. People abuse the shit out of that. So that you need a fine line of centralization. It's okay. Yeah. It's not, and we're all going to be our own banks, and everybody is going to be into crypto, because right now we're about to have a real estate crisis. I think the occupancy rate in commercial buildings is like 35 to 40% around the country.
Dude.
So when they go you go to refinance those, and the banks say, we're not doing it. People are going to be looking and forced to be selling these big buildings. And how many buyers are there? How many single buyers are there for these office buildings? But with tokenization, it now opens up the buying pool to infinite people. You could take a building and say, all right, I'm now tokenizing this building and it's worth $6 million. There's going to be $20 shares or whatever. And now we can all come in and, as a TitanX community, buy up half of 51%. Now we basically control a majority supply of some office building, in Hong Kong or whatever it is. But it's just it's gonna expand liquidity, and like the derivatives market, like Bitstamp, it's an exchange that I've been using in New York. It's one of the few that they've allowed us to use up here. And 3 weeks ago, they closed it down and they just got rid of the buy and sell button. And it was the day after one of the employees got caught talking about how they're working with Ripple on this new derivatives exchange that they're launching. And that's where they're focusing right now. They don't even care about the retail on and off ramp. So basically, Bitstamp's going to turn to a derivatives exchange on the blockchain that Ripple is helping them work with their on-demand liquidity. Like, that's where all this is going. And when you have the derivatives market, which is no one even knows how many quadrillions of dollars is even in there, when that's tokenized on a blockchain, like, holy shit, how much value that's going to be. Like, that's the stuff that is going to send XRP to hundreds of dollars a coin when people can't even think it's going to $10.
Yeah, exactly. I think the tokenization of assets is such a great point that you're making here. And, it gives a chance for the little guy to get involved as well, which I think is important.
It really does, bro. That's what really is. And as much as you own nothing and be happy, the other part is, you might not own the house you live in, but you can own shares to stuff all around the world. So it is, everyone takes these things out of context, and everyone always has to find the worst case scenario and why everything's going to be bad. And they can't find reasons why you could make money off of this, or you could end up being a huge company or whatever in the future just by, start getting a couple friends together and working on this little idea of like how big it's going to be when you have AI at your fingertips to help expand everything for you. Like, you just, oh man, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. Everything's based on adoption, though. I mean, let's just take like the plain and simple example of Bitcoin, right? I mean, Bitcoin adoption will come with when countries start backing their currency with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's insane. I mean, think about 10 years from now, like what the value of Bitcoin can become if, even 10 or 20 countries back their currency with Bitcoin. Like, it's insane. We've only seen one do it.
I don't think we'll see any more. I think Germany, what they did, they know what's going on. They got out of all their Bitcoin and they're putting it into utility coins. And I think countries that do that are going to end up the brokest countries in the world in 5 years, because I think Bitcoin is the trap. I think that it's completely worthless. Like, you can't send money on it. It does nothing. And if there's a coin that passes Bitcoin and it's number 2 or 3 on the chart, is it now digital gold or is it digital bronze?
That's an interesting concept. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see like how that actually unfolds. Like, I think that Bitcoin's just personally think that it's gotten the most adoption up to this point, but I
Yep.
mean, you're offering
Yeah.
you're offering the other side of the coin where it's saying, listen, like any one of these could take the number one spot, and that all comes with adoption, period.
Mm-hmm. And when that does, it's a race to the bottom for Bitcoin. And then it is digital gold and it drops down. I think it's worth an ounce of gold. That's what it ends up trading for because it's so wasteful, the whole network. But I think there's a reason it came out of the NSA. There's a reason for Bitcoin. And all you have to do is put a U in front of the POW and make it useful proof of work and use that giant network to train these new decentralized AI models. And voila, problem solved.
Are you talking about Quebec?
Not even any of them. Cubic, AI Power Grid, Layer AI, PAL. I mean, there's so many of them that I don't know how it's going to work. Like Cubic's already the fourth biggest supercomputer in the world. So I don't know if it's who's like decentralized model wins. But it seems to be how do you get people's data illegal? Like if you can get it illegally, you win. But Cubic is now trying to buy people's data in real time from them so they can update their models. Like that's a problem these models are having is like all the public information's out there, but to advance these models, you need real time data from people. But in order to get that, it's very illegal.
Yeah, you're not kidding, man. Yeah, I actually just started looking into Cubic. I had a friend here that's been pushing it pretty hard, and he's like, dude, you got to look into this. So yeah, I definitely got to do a little bit more research in that department.
Yeah, and if you just look at where Come From Beyond came from, and you realize this is his third project, he's been working on this since like 2002.
Wow.
Or so, and he was like one of the third people mining Bitcoin, and then he went on and founded IOTA, which is now Abu Dhabi or Dubai just signed on to run huge financial products on top of IOTA, so they're one of the chosen ones. And then INX is the second most profitable ICO ever, and that was his second project. So everything he does just touches the gold. But while he's been launching these other things, the whole time he's been working on Cubic, just the technology and the infrastructure is just not there. And bro, yeah, I don't know. I just have a feeling.
Interesting. Yeah, I gotta really plug into that a little bit just to understand it, because that's a whole nother side of the space that I haven't really even delved into. Being a professional degen.
Yeah, bro, dude, that's where it's like people say like your network is your net worth, and it's so true because you meet people that like guys that are obsessed with Cubic or they're obsessed with another coin, and all they do is like it's their job. They just research these coins 24/7. And you start to meet people that dedicate their lives to this stuff that aren't biased to it. They just love doing it. It's a passion. Like, and it's, you don't necessarily, it takes time off your load. You can go over there. Hey, just give me a breakdown, point me in the right direction for the best stuff out there. And when you meet these people around crypto, bro, it's awesome. That's what it's all about.
It really is. Yeah. It's really cool to be in the space and networking with different people like yourself, and learning something really like there's something to learn every single day here. It's wild.
Yeah, bro. And then the Titan party is going to be the thing that like the cherry on top. Yeah, I think we got to do this, bro. I really want to. If we could have like a Titan X conference or something with like a party attached to it, how sick would that be?
Bro, it's gonna happen. I mean, I actually saw like a project. I think it was Volt and Crypto Awesome. We're talking about doing like kind of like a token or something that was Titan X party. I haven't really looked into it too much. I just kind of saw it pop up on my radar.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, it's good. It's 100% going to happen at some point. Like we're all going to get together and be like, bro, I can't believe this shit.
Yep, exactly, dude. And bro, exactly. And the community needs it. It's like they're gonna be like celebrities in this in these founders in like 5 years.
Mello just said it was you and Steve. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You guys. All right.
Yeah, bro. I've never met Steve in my life. He reached out. He's like, hey, man, can I come tell you about my project? I was like, yeah, sure. So he came on and like we were just talking. And after he got done, we just started talking, and then literally 20
Oh
minutes
shit.
later, the shit was born. Now there's the Telegram group, the Twitter. So we gotta,
Oh
and we're gonna
wow.
start
Okay. All right.
ramping it up. Yeah, it's
All
awesome,
right.
dude. It's
I
so sick.
saw it pop up on a radar. I didn't know if it was you or Crypto Awesome, but now it makes way more sense.
Yep. It literally came up at just out of the ether, just
Let's
showed up.
go.
It's like, bro, this is why this community is the best.
Let's go, dude. I am in. I am 100% in. I'm really excited to like meet people in real life from crypto, right? I mean, how often does that happen? I mean, we saw like the big meetup in Singapore, like Eric was out there like rubbing shoulders with pretty much everybody, which is really cool to see. You know, I mean, to me, it's only a matter of time before Titan X is penetrating into like everything. So we'll let that be time.
Yeah, bro, it's coming. I watched Matty Allen in the Hex community, and he threw 3 awesome conferences that we were a part of, and they just everyone there had a blast. So I got to see kind of what worked, how he set it up, and everything. I think I could do it,
dude. Fuck yeah, I'm happy to hear that. That's awesome. Good shit.
I think it'd be cool, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm in, bro. Anything you need, just let me know.
Yeah, I definitely will. Once we have a white paper and stuff and kind of get this figured out, I think it'll be a great thing.
Good stuff, man. Well, thank you so much again for having me today, man. I really appreciate the time. And I look forward to doing something again in the future, whenever.
Definitely, bro. Just 60, 70 you guys in here. Follow Roody on Twitter. Follow Titan Legends. Go hitting the Telegram up and go buy an NFT if you want to support them. I did myself, so you guys should too.
On stream.
Let's go. All right,
Let's
guys.
go, man.
Appreciate it.
All right.